instead of being sad about the past and like missing things, missing memories like with my children or, my family, I begin to, I feel grateful. I feel grateful that I even got to experience, that memory, that moment with those exact people at the exact time. Now I'm grateful that that happened. And I don't long for yesterday. I don't long for those days. I'm excited about my future. I'm excited to see where this path leads me. And every day I wake up and I am so grateful that I'm taking the time to really get to know myself and reprogram the things that I was told through society, through school, through religion, through my parents, you name it. We've all gone through it. And now we have the opportunity to sit back and decide, what kind of person, what kind of human experience we want to have. It's up to us. And we can reprogram, we can reframe, we can do whatever we need to do to become, to reveal, I should say, that highest person, that highest identity, and live our life exactly how the Creator planned. Because He planned for us to be inherently abundant. And when I talk about abundance, I don't just mean money. I'm talking about everything. The people in your life, your environment, your career, your job, everything. Everything. You can look at anything as abundance, and you should. You should. Abundance isn't just about having money in the bank. So a couple weeks ago, I was scrolling on the internet like I do, and I saw that saying that we are not humans having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, I've seen this before, and I've always thought, oh, that's cool. But for whatever reason, when I saw this, it really struck me this time. It struck me, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how we are souls and we're more than just our gender, our race, and our identity. So I decided that I wanted to start to look through my eyes at my life like a soul having a human experience. And it's really changed things for me, and I wanted to share that with you. Before we're even born, our souls, they're genderless. They're genderless, they're raceless, they have no identity. And before we're even born, uh, we're given a race, a gender, and identity. We're given a name. We're born, and then we're born into a family, a culture, a country, and all of these things decide for us what our human experience is going to be like. And I think it's easy to forget when all of this happens, when we're born and we're being shown all of this, it's easy to forget that we are truly souls in these bodies. Our bodies are just vehicles and our souls are the drivers. And this has changed a lot for me. It's given me a lot of perspective on the things I go through now and the things I see around me. And it's been quite revealing, and I wanted to share a couple of things with you. So, our souls existed way before we've ever entered these bodies. Our souls hold both masculine and feminine energy. And ideally, they're not to compete, this masculine and feminine. They're to complement each other and do sort of like a divine dance. It's actually our physical bodies that kind of determine whether we have more masculine, more feminine, because of certain things like our roles in society, our hormones, our physical earthly bodies kind of determine which will have a little bit more masculine, more feminine. Now, masculine energy is more structure, drive, logic. Feminine energy is like flow, intuition, and creativity. So that's why we kind of have both, and they're meant to complement each other. And I think sometimes we can get lost in this and forget.
If you enjoy our content, you might want to dive deeper and check out the two books that I've written. One is called Unleashing Destiny, which is a deep dive into manifestation and how our brain works to help us manifest. And there's also Believe the Best About Yourself and Your Life, a guide to living beyond childhood trauma.
And the great thing is that our soul is here to experience the full spectrum. So being in alignment is about recognizing, balancing, and honoring both of these energies, because really our souls are not one or the other. We live beyond labels, and we start to stop taking everything personally. And that's really important. When we start to realize how infinite we actually are, then some of the things that happen to us in this world just don't seem that important, that serious. Sometimes we can get so caught up being human that everything seems devastating. Things will happen and we just fall apart. And I think when we start to realize that we are so much bigger than whatever that problem is, then we won't focus on it like we used to. We won't focus on things that take our minds off of where we should really be going. We can get caught up sometimes in these things that are happening around us, and we can turn them into like personal things and be offended and get upset, and it just really can ruin our day, ruin our week, whatever. It just changes us. But if we stop and really start to look, through our eyes with compassion and connection and curiosity, then it really changes how we feel about things. And one of the other things I've been trying to do is I've been trying to remind myself that everyone else is also a soul having a human experience. They're doing the same things. They're navigating their bodies, they're navigating their mind, they're programming, and they're just trying to figure out life too. And I think that's where the part where we have more compassion and less judging. The more I try to remind myself that other people are having the same experience I am. They're just souls trying to get through this human experience and trying to absorb as much as they can. Then I'm reminded to not take everything so personally, to have compassion for them, to not judge. So I thought that was kind of interesting, to start looking at it like that, because I got to tell you, when I first started, when I decided that, I want to start living my life as a soul, having a human experience, it, it changed everything. I just felt like God was like, all right, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. And a lot of things have happened since then. I talk about how triggers come up and I begin to work through them and reframe them so that, I can work on my old programming and reprogram my mind. And ever since I've decided to do this, a lot of things have come up that, I've had to consider and face and reframe and decide if it is still valid, if it still serves me, and what I want to do about that situation. Yeah, those are some things I just wanted to share. It's been an interesting couple weeks since I started to do this, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful I started to do it. It's changed a lot of things, a lot of the ways I think about things, and I'm excited about it. I hope that some of you get a little curious about what I'm saying and decide that maybe you want to try to live like a soul having a human experience. And I would love to know how it's going for you. What changed? Did anything change? Did anything change in your mind? Has your life changed? Let me know. I want to know what other people are going through besides myself. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day.